Water at 855-999-SAFE.
And be sure to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. Safeway Water.
SafeWater.com.
All right, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock, 72 degrees. There's a 40% chance we'll see rain today. High temperatures in the mid-80s. That doesn't sound like autumn to me. That sounds like summer to me.
We live in Florida.
We do, and I'm not complaining. Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center, and he'll remind us of the important mission that we have to donate blood. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Do you know there's some people in this world who are never probably going to be high profile to actually become a saint, or maybe who simply aren't the right religion? But there are certainly some saintly people, aren't there?
Yes.
People who you never will know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it takes 300 years to become a saint, to become canonized. I mean, look at the guy who's getting sainted today, or did he get sainted yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
He created all the missions. And I'm on a Native American newsletter, and I guess the Native Americans were protesting him because,
right,
what the mission system did.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Nobody's perfect. Really, I mean, think about this. So there are people who believe that Paul shouldn't be a saint, right? Because of what he did as Saul. How he killed Jews and persecuted Jews. And I'm like, okay, well, talking about a guy who rebounded and turned his life around, I'm pretty sure he could be canonized.
Well,
I mean, you've got to
another side of the opinion, yeah. Another side of this story.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at the whole thing, and he did do a lot of good. So, but they were talking about how the Indians were only half a person, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. That was almost 400 years ago. Let's move on.
Yeah. But you know people in your own life, probably your mother, your grandmother, maybe your father, I don't know, who clearly could be saints or were saintly in that way. Yeah.
No, I don't think my father was Mother Teresa, but to me they were. But I don't know how many people would agree with me. Good.
We could carry on about that, but I have something else to carry on about. In fact, speaking of saints and popes and things like that, the Pope's visit to the United States created a new phenomenon that I had never heard about. It's nuns having tailgate parties.
That is cool.
That is awesome.
That is cool, right?
I did see a photo of it, and I was like, is this Photoshop?
Right.
I was like, is that real?
Right. I wondered if it was real, too. But it's kind of funny. They're taking selfies of themselves. They're having sandwiches behind SUVs. They're just sitting around waiting for the Pope to show up at all these different locations.
And they're people, too.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. We're supposed to rejoice and enjoy one another and fellowship, and you just don't expect the nun to show up in an SUV. You just don't.
It wasn't like it was years ago, though, because my girlfriend became a nun when I was living up north, and it wasn't like it was years ago, where they were so sedate and just invisible to everybody. Which I'm glad of. I think it all depends on which habit you join or covenant.
Do you ever stand behind a nun at Publix? The nuns shop at Publix sometimes, the one across from Blessed Trinity. Yes. I'm always tempted to say, do you have any habits? Are there any bad habits?
Yeah. Well, in Mobile, they have a very, very large Catholic presence, and they actually have a whole place where nuns go and train, and they teach a school and everything. So Chicago, you see them all the time when I go to Mobile. Yeah.
Okay. I have here today for the
nuns are people too, Larry.
That's right. But the subject matter today has to do more about tailgating than nuns. I have the top 10 best tailgate partying college football locations. The top 10. Oh,
this will be good.
Yeah. The best place to have a tailgate party at a college football game. The top 10. Have you gone to any? Have you done any of this stuff? It's not something you go to.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've been to almost every school in the SEC and the ACC.
Oh, okay. So this ought to be fun.
I've been a lot of places.
This ought to be fun. I'll tell you the website I got it from. It was fanindex.com. That's what it was. Fanindex.com.
Okay. Yeah, they rate all these experiences. Yeah.
But first, let's find out how we're doing in the blood supply department. What do we need to know?
Well, yesterday it was 100 degrees in my car at one point. That was a big deal for me. I was like, this is September. But we really need platelets. And please just get out there and give the gift of life and donate blood. And if you're on the Bloodmobile, here in the next 18 months, within 18 months, we're going to be able to collect apheresis on every Bloodmobile. So, start, if you're a regular on the Bloodmobile, ask about apheresis. And hopefully the next time you get on the Bloodmobile, you can actually do the procedure. So the new machines that we're putting on are a little faster as well, so it won't take as long, and we're pretty excited about that because that's the hardest product for us to collect, and so it's also the biggest need. So we're pretty excited about this new technology and being able to bring it to the people.
How long does that take?
Just depends on your volume or your size and some other factors.
So the speed of the blood isn't regulated.
It should take inside of 60 minutes. So yeah.
So is it not regulated by your heart? I always thought your heart was what regulated the speed of the blood.
No. It does when you're donating whole blood, right? Because that's gravity and your basic heartbeat. But with the apheresis machines, there's pumps inside that because remember, it goes in and comes out. Right, so it takes it out and then it puts it in. So.
But you're defying gravity though when you give blood because it goes up, right?
Back in. Well,
how does it go up?
Up in the bag.
No, the bag's below you.
Well, here once again, I have something I'm observing about myself. This is a self-observation. Once again, there's something scary in the blood donation process. I got past the first scare, which was donating blood at all. This kind of sounds scary to me. So, in other words, what?
You did apheresis that day in the Bloodmobile.
I didn't do apheresis.
Yes, you did.
No.
You did a double red cell. You did a double red cell, right?
I did a double red cell.
Oh, that's
the exact same procedure. It's still apheresis. No, Robin, it's not. What we did is we collected a different product, but it's the same process.
Oh, really?
Exact same process.
Well, then why was I told I couldn't? I don't understand that. Why was I told I couldn't do apheresis?
Again, everybody has an opinion. It depended on the person who asked.
Okay.
So, and the needles are different for what we call the Alex machine and the Teresa
Which
machine.
is the whole reason I did it. It was the Alex machine.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, I can handle the Alex machine.
That's right.
But that inside that Alex machine is a pump. And so it takes the blood out, puts it into a centrifuge, spins out the red cells, separates the red cells, and puts everything back inside your body.
Do you know, as we've been doing this so long, do you think we've been doing this 10 years now with you, Galen? I feel like when we first started talking,
we have.
Alex was like 18.
Almost 10.
18. Now he's
almost
29.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 10, yeah.
Almost 10, okay.
And Galen's son was very little.
So maybe we're kind of...
He was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
He was in kindergarten.
Wow.
Now he's a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
Make sure you thank Penn Flooring for that important message that Galen just delivered, because that's the message that he comes on the air to share with us. Of course, we drag him into all these other directions, but the important message is to go out and donate blood. The segment that Penn Flooring sponsors, it gives us an opportunity to talk about Penn Flooring. They have some beautiful flooring. If you are remodeling your home, don't forget the floor, don't forget the carpet, don't forget the tile, don't forget all the different choices, and maybe there's something out there you never even thought about. Penn Flooring is the place to go to find out what's available. They have a beautiful showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the McKay-Williams Bridge. So be sure to go in there and thank them. And and we do. And I think Palm Garden is also a sponsor. I got to change the card.
Yes.
Yeah, Palm Garden also.
Thank you, Jan, too.
Yeah.
Good job.
Make sure I mention that. All right, before we get into talking about the best tailgate parties in colleges, let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Galen, how long does it take your body to replace the blood that you've given?
Roughly about 45 days. If it's red cells, platelets, it's inside of a week.
When you're giving blood like that, does your heart pump faster to make up for the loss of the blood?
Can you hear him, Galen?
Yeah, I could. I'm just thinking. Trying to decide how to answer that. So, actually, your heart rate is decided most of it, your pulse, or is really decided by outside factors. So it can, but typically because most people think blood is a stressful situation, it's going to elevate your pulse and thus your heart rate. Your blood pressure does go down after you donate because there's less blood to actually pump through your body, and so your heart doesn't have to work as hard. So, kind of yes and no.
All right. It's confusing, but I guess that's a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Thank
not
you.
Your heart, how hard your heart works has got more factors than that, and I think people really underrate that's why they take your pulse and your blood pressure.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure does. Let's take a little.
And then it also depends on the how thick your blood is and things like that. So.
Okay. Mine is usually pretty thick.
What kind of shape you're in? Yeah.
I'm in pretty good shape. All right, we've got the top 10 best tailgate parties in college football. Do they have tailgate parties at professional football? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure. But
I have the top 10. You know, in 1 week, we're going to be at the National Association of Campus Activities.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pay. All the colleges from the Southeast will be there. Mm-hmm. That's what they say.
That's right.
Represented there anyway. Mm-hmm. So we will have something to talk about. You know, you got the #1 school for tailgate parties.
That's right. Exactly.
I'll tell you who that is. I'll tell you the top 10. I'll have to take this with us. All right, we'll be right back with Galen after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident for today. Clouds and limited sun with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around. High 84 to 88. Partly cloudy tonight with a shower and thunderstorm in the area, mainly early. Low 68 inland, 73 at the coast. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm around during the late morning and afternoon hours. The high 86 to 90. For Saturday, times of sun and clouds with a thunderstorm likely, especially in the afternoon. The high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Hey, Robin, my friend's mother is getting out of the hospital and needs rehab before she goes home. Do you know of a rehab you'd recommend?
Sure. Our friend Jan Marino works at Palm Garden, and she's always talking about the work they do there.
Great idea. I'm going to call Jan right now. What's the number?
854-6262.
I'll call 854-6262, or I might just stop by Palm Garden. It's at the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Great. I'll go with you.
This weather is brought to you by your local Safeway water dealer, who would like to remind you to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. All right, 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Nice looking Thursday morning. And Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. And it is college season, football season. And so we've got the top 10 best tailgates in college football according to fanindex.com. So see I want Galen's input on this a whole lot.
Okay.
I've never actually done a tailgate party. Have you, Robin?
No, I never have.
Never have.
But it looks like fun.
Looks like fun. Looks like it's food. It looks like it's all about food.
Yeah, it's all about food. I mean, you don't buy a ticket to the game. You just go there and put your radio on and just party in the parking lot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you don't go into the game?
Isn't that right?
Oh, you go into the game.
Oh, you do?
No.
Oh, okay.
There are people who don't, but yeah, you go to the game.
Oh, okay.
Some people, for people for the Florida games, they'll be like, well, I didn't get a ticket, but they live in Gainesville, and so after the tailgate, they'll go back and home and watch the game. That's a week. But, yeah, that happens. But, yeah, you go to the game. You tailgate, and then you go to the game.
Oh, okay.
So before I tell you the top 10, let me tell you the honorable mentions. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing this for a reason, because honorable mentions usually you mention after the whole thing is done. Mm-hmm. But these are the schools that didn't make the top 10. but they're honorable mentions. Okay, so Alabama Crimson Tide, for some reason. Colorado Buffaloes. The Florida Gators is in the honorable mentions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's a little asterisk.
Yeah, it has to be because of the way they do that. It's really, there's no central location to tailgate it at Florida.
Okay.
Oh, here comes Tom.
There's the Ohio State Buckeyes. You can talk.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked they're so low.
Come on, join us.
You can talk, Tom. There's the Oklahoma Sooners. You have to put your headset on so you can hear Galen.
Yeah.
Tom's joining us, okay? There's the Texas Longhorns, the UCLA Bruins, the USC Trojans, and who did I leave out? The Michigan Wolverines. Those are all the honorable mentions.
Wow. I'm surprised Michigan wasn't in the top. Okay.
All right. But now there's an asterisk next to the Florida Gators.
Oh.
And we'll get to that asterisk as we read this, okay? So the number 10 best college to have a... See, I don't understand how they even rate this. Don't you make your own tailgate party?
Yeah,
but they're rating the overall experience.
Okay.
So there are some schools that really, really embrace it. And
there's an event
others that don't.
Really?
Tailgating's an event. If the number one on your list isn't the number one on my list, your list is wrong.
Okay. Well, that ought to be interesting. Oh, that ought to be interesting. Okay. Well, number 10, the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
No. I've seen them tailgate it like bowl games, and they go crazy. So you got to remember the population and where they play in Omaha, it becomes the largest city in the state of Nebraska during the 2 days of Nebraska football. There's nothing else to do.
Well,
that is why it's a big event.
All right, it says tailgating is where at the Cornhuskers, whatever city that's in, is an experience that includes the whole town. So
Omaha. That's what he just said. Omaha. The whole city of Omaha.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the Auburn Tigers.
Absolutely.
They have a good time.
Incredible.
2 hours before every home game, the Tigers stroll down Donahue Avenue to Jordan Hare Stadium. On the way, they're greeted by thousands of fans.
Thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
But they're
and that's where they go through the beautiful oak trees that some Alabama fan tried to poison.
Harvey Updike. He did poison him. They had to cut him down and replace him because he remember Roll Damn Tide.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Auburn beat Alabama.
Radio show.
Yeah, he called into the Paul Feinbaum show. He called into the Paul Feinbaum show before Paul Feinbaum went national on ESPN. One of the catalysts was Harvey Updike called in after Auburn had beat if Cam Newton had come back and beat Alabama after they were way down. He called him Scam Newton was what the caller kept saying. And he said, those trees at Toomer's Corner, I might have poisoned them. Roll damn tide.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah. All right, tailgate parties. All right, number 8 is the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Never been there.
But once again, nothing to do in Iowa.
It says here.
Nothing else to do.
It says here, of all the delicious meats available on Saturdays in Iowa City, none is more famous than the big-ass turkey leg.
There you go.
Which,
why not?
It says the BATL. What is that? The BATL. Oh, big-ass turkey leg. Okay. Is the brainchild of Chuck Jones, who reportedly came up with the idea, peddling a monstrous hunk of poultry while attending the Renaissance Fair in Wisconsin.
There you go.
That's that same turkey leg they serve at Disney.
Yeah, how did he invent that?
Big turkey leg at Disney.
How does he get credit for that? All right, the number 7 best school to have a tailgate party at is the Wisconsin Badger game.
How about that? What's that say right there?
Oh, that's what it says. University of Wisconsin. Yay!
Madison is a good time.
Yeah.
Is that what you said would be number 1? Oh, okay. Let's see. Back in 2009, the New York State Liquor Authority confiscated 50 cases of spotted cow from a bar in Manhattan. The Wisconsin beer, it turned out, wasn't allowed to be sold beyond state lines.
But they had it because Wisconsin was coming to play there.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
If you want a spotted cow and several brats, just head to Madison on any Saturday this fall.
Yep.
There you go.
Madison's a good town, too.
I want to get there. That was number 7.
Fun.
All right, number 6 of the best towns to have best colleges to have a tailgate party is the Washington Huskies. Number 6. Galen, Tom?
I'm shocked that they're in at 6.
Yeah.
Really?
It's way up there. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, so I'm a little shocked.
But how Michigan? If Washington's in there, Michigan should be in there.
Yeah, I don't know how Michigan's not in there. So, or Ohio State. How is Ohio State? Okay.
This is
what else
according to this, the Washington Husky Tailgate Parties has lots of seafood.
Well, yeah, it's right there on the
I bet
sound.
it does. I mean, it's on the sound. It's on Puget Sound.
Oh. The number 5.
The sound from the stadium.
Number 5. Best college to have a tailgate party. Penn State Nittany Lions.
Once again, nothing to do in State College.
Penn State Nittany Lions.
Yeah, and again, the tradition is there, so that makes sense. Yeah.
It says here the RV lot outside Beaver Stadium opens at 6 p.m. on Thursday before every game day.
Yep, certainly does. That happens at the Florida-Georgia game, too. They open the RV campground area a week before the Florida-Georgia game, and people are waiting to get in.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
wow.
I can't blame them. It's called Beaver Stadium. I'd want to go, too.
No, I'm talking about the Florida-Georgia game. That's called the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Okay.
There you go. Beavers and cocktails. I'm for it.
All right. One time, Robin and I walked into the Hilton. And we saw lots of orange, remember?
Yes,
because the Tennessee Volunteers were there.
They're here this weekend. They'll be at the Hilton. They start arriving at the Hilton today.
I mean, and I bumped into a lot of people I know from Ocala who are big Vols fans.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of people. So number 4 is the Tennessee Vols. Good barbecue, a riverside setting.
Phenomenal place to watch.
There you go.
Yeah,
they do a great job.
I could be starving. I could be starving and hadn't had food in 5 days and close to death. Tennessee fan offered me something to eat. I'd say I wanted to die.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
It's great to hate Galen. Galen, in my opinion, it's great to hate Florida State. Better to hate Tennessee.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Now that you don't have a quarterback, you're probably going to lose by 25.
No, Treon Harris is the backup. Galen, the backup.
Still.
I've actually picked Tennessee to win.
Maybe we can get these guys to come with us next week, because I have a feeling this is going to come up.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun. We're going to have to take this conversation.
Galen and Tom, one of you has to come with us. We won't know what to say.
If you look at who the fans of college football are, they're all middle-aged men. The kids go to the game because it's an event and it's fun, but they're not as passionate.
But they become middle-aged men.
As
yes, we do.
It takes time to become that kind of a fan. So, but they don't start out that way.
All right, we got the top.
They're there because the girls go there, and the girls are there because the boys go there.
All right, we got the top 3 colleges to have a tailgate party at, and then here's where the asterisk comes in. The Florida Gator Georgia Bulldogs game.
Largest cocktail party, largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah. Great time. Phenomenal week. Yeah,
and Bernie Matchin, remember when Bernie Matchin tried to get us to stop calling it the world's largest outdoor cocktail party game?
That didn't work. Oh, yeah. I was working in, when I worked in Jacksonville at a sports station, it was great. It was absolutely great. It's a great week to be in Jacksonville.
It says here that before one Bulldogs-Gators clash in the 1950s, Florida Times Union sports editor Bill Castells watched a fan side up to a police officer and offer him a drink, and after that it became known as the world's largest
outdoor cocktail. Yep, that's how it happened. I worked at, when I was 13 and 14 years old, I would sell sodas at the game because I'm from Jacksonville. I would sell sodas, and you would make more because alcohol was illegal in the stadium. And they sell it at whatever the stadium's called now, Everbank or whatever it's called now. But it was alcohol was illegal in the stadium, so people would sneak it in.
Oh,
so I would get more money. I would get the standard 75 cents for a cup of Coke. I'd get $1.50 for a half cup of Coke.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I would pour half my Cokes out and go get them $1.50. So then people would put their liquor in them and mix them. And it was, I was an industrious little 14-year-old.
Here we go. The top 2 colleges to have a tailgate party. Number 2 is Ole Miss Rebels.
Yep, your list is terrible.
Absolutely.
My list is terrible. Why? That should be number 1?
Ole Miss should be number 1.
God,
you think it should be number 1? So what do you?
Have you ever been to the tailgate at Ole Miss?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, Galen.
The
Grove should not be number 2. It should be number 1.
I'm curious what you're going to say about number 1.
If number 1 is not LSU, the list is bad.
LSU Tigers is number 1. LSU Tigers is number 1.
Tailgate on the planet Earth, and I've been tailgating almost every SEC and ACC.
Wow, Tom and you disagreeing.
I've been to Ohio State. I've been to Michigan. LSU, the food, the people. They don't care if you're a fan. You can be a
don't you hate the
fan
clock?
Of Alabama.
Don't you hate the clock?
It's phenomenal.
Tom's being polite. He's just waiting to get a word in.
I love his face.
Look, LSU.
They're 1 and 1A, but I think the Grove is better than LSU. But you could take either one.
No.
Can you, in 5 seconds, tell us where the Bloodmobile is today?
No. The new
I guess not. All right, thank you, Galen.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The Pope delivers a message to Congress on his last day in Washington, D.C. Tens of thousands will be watching from the West Lawn of the Capitol. Thousands more saw him yesterday.